What's up, friends?
Hello, friendship co-partakers.
How we doing?
What is going on?
Man, I'm excited.
I am very excited. I'm
What's up,
excited.
friends? Welcome to the stream. I'm Dan.
I'm Casers.
We're the Savage Patch Kids. We love playing. We love playing VR in the garage.
It's true, we
with
do.
all of our friends, which
We do.
includes you.
It does.
So welcome.
It concludes you.
Well, it concludes you.
Oh man, that's funny.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Hello, everyone.
You're the best. You're the best. You're the best.
Guys, we have a very we have a special stream today,
It's a
which
treat.
is super
It's a
cool.
special treat.
It is literally an SPK first. Okay, this is pretty cool. We are going to be playing a game called InVokeR. Okay, and to my knowledge, this is the first public displaying of this game aside from the release trailer that was dropped a little while ago. And we actually have a special guest today, which is the developer of this game. His name's Saul. Super cool guy. Hooked us up with this game. Has been just a gentleman and a scholar.
Yes, he's a gentleman and a scholar.
He's both of those things.
Yes.
Hello there.
Oh, hey.
Thank you
Saul,
guys for the kind words.
Hey, everyone.
I will make one minor correction. I am not the sole developer of this game. I'm not quite that talented. I work for H-Shore, and we have a team of about 12 people. I'm the director and the producer for the title, though.
Okay. Well. What?
You could probably turn the speakers down.
Oh, okay. Like,
Just
there?
the physical speakers. Yeah. Sorry.
All right. That way he's not so echoey.
Yeah. Saul, hey man, I'd like to just thank you for hooking us up with this and coming and being on our stream. It means a lot to us.
Yeah,
man.
we've never had a guest before.
Yeah.
Hey, no problem, man. I enjoy hanging out as much as the next guy, so this is nice for me as well.
Sweet. Oh, that's cool.
Well, we did have Sam that one day.
Yeah.
He did come in and gave our buddy Ham Samurai, who's in the chat right now, dear friend of ours, lives in town with us here, and we got to see his first VR experience on our stream, and
That's
was
always a fun time.
a joy, as you can imagine. So
Yeah. This is really cool.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like, I feel like I'm in like a magic cartoon world or something. Like,
That was the goal, so I'm
love it.
glad that was. I'm
It's-
glad that's how you feel on it.
it has a very sword in the stone feel. to
yeah,
it.
totally. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. I feel like I'm in like a
Like you're in a crazy like VR Disney movie.
yeah, yes, which is cool. Yes.
Oh, thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
I think that like one of the biggest things in VR is that like a lot of people are trying to go for hyper realistic because there's a lot of games that are trying to like bank on the immersion that you get when you're in VR, right? Just because it's so good.
Yep.
But for InVokeR specifically, we kind of wanted to go with something that was really stylized
Yeah.
because like it just, to me, stylized games like last a lot longer and they feel a lot better because you can kind of suspend your disbelief and like you're in your cartoony world here, and this has a nice stylized high fantasy aesthetic, right?
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the thing I've realized is like VR, you don't need it to be photorealistic to be immersed. Like, you can literally like believe it pretty darn quick. Like in my experience, one of the things like we did is like, you know what Quill is? Have you played with Quill?
I've heard of it, but I've not played it.
So it's like tilt brush kind of. But yeah, like what we were playing around with it one day, and we painted like a landscape and painted a tower, and
Yeah.
then like scaled it up, and like we were like standing in the tower, and you look down and you got vertigo.
Yeah.
Like that's how amazing VR is, even though it isn't realistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so-
no, it's really cool, and that's part of the reason that we do VR is just that it's so cool. Like the technology is really cool, and like I honestly think it is the next step for gaming and a lot of other things. But you know, I care about gaming the most.
Yeah, for sure. So, so yeah, man, I would love to learn how to do this. So I think I'm gonna maybe go through the tutorial.
That's probably a solid idea.
Probably good, right?
Probably good.
Because Dan went through the tutorial earlier, but I have no idea what I'm doing Other than something
Yes.
wizard something.
You should do all. Okay, or
That's about right.
basics.
Okay, sorry. Well, you didn't speak fast enough, Dan. Hello, welcome to the basic wizard training. I'm Ryan. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan the dragon.
Ryan the dragon.
Okay,
Close.
is it
His name is
Ryan?
Rin.
Is it Rin? Okay, it's Rin.
Rin, yeah.
Today he will be Ryan,
Hello, Ryan.
and he will be friends with our dog Kevin.
Let's start with the basics. First of all, which hand you would like to throw fireballs from? Well, my right hand, obviously. You got it. You can change this option later. Awesome settings menu. Sweet. Cool. How do I? All right. Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. Let's move on to casting a basic fireball. To ready a fireball, hold down the trigger on the controller on your throwing hand. Okay, now swing your arm like you're throwing a ball. Makes sense. Release the trigger and throw the fireball.
Yeah.
How about I kill you, Ryan?
Rin did nothing wrong.
Ryan has done nothing wrong. Okay.
Yeah. First critique of your game here, man. Ryan doesn't cuss enough when you throw fireballs at his head. Okay.
All right, let me just write that down really quick.
Yeah, if you could jot that down, that'd be great.
Is our did the window become unfocused? I feel like I can't hear it. Yeah.
No, you're focused.
Am I supposed to hear fire? Oh, there it goes. Never mind. I'm insane. Wow, that's scary. I never want that to happen in my life.
The ping pong ball fire.
Gosh. All right.
Please don't kill Ryan, everyone in the chat. I prefer Ryan not to be dead. Thank you.
Hey, Danjo, real quick, I forgot. Can you hit record on OBS?
Oh, for sure.
That would be sweet.
Start recording.
All right. I'm throwing fireballs. Look at me go. Just rocking this. Okay, well done. Looks like you've got the hang of it. Thanks, Ryan. You're the best. Sick. Now I have some sweet...
Such a good instructor.
Yes. To win a wizard duel, you need to destroy your opponent's barrier before they destroy yours. Okay. Ryan, you're a 10 out of 10 instructor, bro.
Yeah.
See those arcs on the ground in front of you? That's your barrier's health indicator. Each time you hit your barrier... Oh, you get hit, your barrier loses 1 health, and if you run out, you lose.
Okay, so you get 3 hits.
Okay. You can dodge enemy
sense.
attacks to avoid getting hit and losing health. You can't catch enemy attacks. To dodge, simply move out the way.
Here it comes.
Practice dodging 2 attacks.
Wow. Everyone loves that Neo moment.
So I can't catch this. I feel like I should be able to, but that's all right. Zhoosh. Sick.
For those of you who are just joining us,
Lastly, let's
we have a special stream today. We're playing InVokeR, and one of the lead developers here, Saul, is our guest, and we're going to be hanging out playing with him today. He's going to walk us through all the awesome parts of this game and just hang out. We're going to play some multiplayer. We're going to check it out, and just have a generally positive experience.
It's gonna be a good time.
It's going to be great.
Ooh, this is fun. Oh, Ryan's showing me how to do it. Thanks, man. To cast a spell in automatic mode,
Wow,
simply
like he's a
draw
teacher.
any shape in the air with this trail to let go of your finger. All right, I'm gonna draw a doggy.
Fire dog, go.
Fire dog.
Didn't work. Weird.
Dang. Okay, and that's it for the basics. If you'd like to learn about casting spells,
1
manually,
out of 10 on the fire dog spell.
can't do a fire dog spell. What's up with that, devs?
No, hold on. Let me just write that down really quick. Make sure we have it.
Would you like to play the advanced tutorial? Yes. Should I, Dan?
So just to clarify, if you draw a circle, it casts the fireball spell. Is that right, or is that what it's going to?
So in automatic specifically, essentially you got 5 spells, which you'll learn about if you go through the advanced tutorial. And automatic mode is essentially like a chaos mage where it's randomized. Essentially, we've run into some issues where people who aren't necessarily hardcore gamers will generally just want to jump in because this game was originally designed for VR arcades.
Yeah. Okay.
And since we want people to be able to jump in and not spend 10 minutes running through a tutorial, the automatic mode is it's just like if you have enough mana to cast a spell and you draw anything, it will randomly cast 1 spell that you have enough mana for. That's a valid spell.
Oh, okay.
Oh, snubs! That's a good idea.
Slow
This
doesn't cost
this
very
game would
much
be
mana.
great for a themed stream.
So you can use it.
Oh my
often to give
gosh, I
yourself
love
some
that
extra
idea.
Time to react. Okay. So that just costs 1 mana, and I draw an L, and it slows things down. Is that
Yep,
right?
for 3 seconds.
Cool. You can cast spells with any
That's
hand,
awesome.
and some spells even require 2 hands to cast. However, while your fireball is in your throwing hand, you can't cast it with that hand. Okay, so I can... Okay, cool. So to cast a spell with your throwing hand, you have to throw your fireball, then cast the spell while the fireball is flying. Okay, cool. This is really cool, by the way.
Yeah,
Like-
I love it.
Like drawing
Thank you
shapes and
guys.
stuff.
The
Speaking
dev
of
team has worked very
spells,
hard on it.
Split uses both hands to cast. This spell splits your fireball into 2 fireballs. See, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, let's do it. Fireball, then you split it. Oh, Ryan, you're the best fireball splitter. You know, well, second best after me. All right, so I throw up my fireball.
This game's gonna get so immersed.
You have to throw your
Such
fireball.
motion,
I did.
much wow. Look at this go.
I don't feel like I'm doing this right. Remember, you have to throw your fireball, then cast the spell while your fireball is flying. Okay. So I do
So
this.
are you holding down the trigger on both?
Yeah. So I throw that, and then... There we go.
There it is.
Dude. I
Nice.
freaking love that. That is awesome. It's like you control fire.
Yeah.
Nice
Dijon Herring. Yes, he's
Next
using
is
both of his
Ward.
hands.
Shaman's the shield. You can block 1 attack with it, and after a successful block, you gain 1 mana. Wards cost 6 mana. Crap. So it will help protect you, and it'll also give you 1 mana back if you do it right. Ward's rune is upside down triangle. All right. Nope. Yes. Kachanga. Okay. That was a close one. Great. Ward is useful as an extra defensive option, and you might even consider intentionally blocking an attack you would have dodged for the extra mana. But it costs 6 mana though, right?
Right, but like, for example, if you wanted to cast Split at the last second right before, like if you had 2 mana, so you don't have quite enough, if you block an attack, you gain 1 immediately, so you'll be able to like throw and then cast Split when you wouldn't have normally been able to with that extra 1 mana. It's just some extra bit of strategy.
Okay. To cast Bolt, throw your fireball, and then draw a triangle without the bottom like this. I did it wrong. No? Oh, there it goes. Oh, and then it just ices his face off. I get
Yes.
it.
Well,
Nicely done.
burns it technically.
Yeah, it burns his face off.
Burns
Bolt
his
is a
face
great
off.
way to disrupt your opponent and then force them to move. Okay, so it's like a sure hit. Lastly, we have Familiar. This spell uses both hands to cast. Your Familiar will attack your opponent more frequently for a short time. Oh. All right, five mana. Throw your fireball and then draw this shape. All right. Oh. Saha! Saha! There we go.
There it is.
Great. I don't understand what Familiar does. I'm sorry.
So, Ryan is teaching you right now, but
Thanks,
if he
Ryan.
wasn't teaching you and he was in the battle, he would fly out and attack the enemy.
Oh. Well,
So yeah, Rin will attack every 10 seconds just as a basic like way to help you out in battle.
oh,
If
thanks,
you
man.
cast Familiar, he will attack every 3 seconds because you give him a dose of magic power so he can attack more frequently.
Oh, I see. Okay. So it's just kind of a get off your butt and do something, Ryan. Let's move to your element-specific ultimate abilities. See those 2 bars on the ground? Yes.
Yeah.
On either side of your barrier's health indicator, that's your ultimate gauge. Ooh.
So ultimate.
So ultimate. Your ultimate gauge will charge while you are drawing with your spell casting trail. Okay. Try it. Hold down the trigger in your left hand and move your hand around while the gauge is full. Okay. Choose. And then what happens?
So it charges up. Good.
And then once it's full, click either analog stick to activate your ultimate ability. Ooh. Good.
Glowy hands.
Hands will glow while you're in ultimate ability. Oh, once your hands stop glowing, you'll have to charge your gauge again to use it. Okay.
All right.
Awesome. Sweet. Ultimate ability changes based on what element you're using. Fire
Oh, that's cool.
allows you to throw 2 fireballs, 1 from each hand. Ice will make your ice crystals split into 3 ice crystals on the first bounce of each throw. Wind makes your cloud gust move extremely fast, and Earth turns your rock missile into a large boulder which is affected by gravity but difficult to avoid. In addition, your familiar will automatically become active during every ultimate spell. However, your ultimate spells require a lot of power, so you won't be able to cast other spells. Okay, play them carefully. That's all there. Good luck.
Yeah, Ham Samurai made a good observation here. He said, I do like the look of this game. It reminds me of Kingdom Hearts.
Oh,
Well, I do
Okay.
love me some Kingdom Hearts.
So, okay.
Sweet, man.
Cool. So I feel like I know some stuff. Honestly, I'm a little confused about Ultimate because I don't feel like I got to try that out.
So the ultimate specifically, as you cast spells or just wave your hands around in a magical manner with your spellcasting trail out, your gauge is going to charge. And when that reaches the full gauge, if you click either one of the analog sticks, you get a buff that lasts for a short period of time. That is your ultimate ability, and it changes based on which element you are. So
Okay.
essentially, you want to charge up the gauge by waving your hands around in a magical manner or casting a lot of spells, and activate it to give you the edge on stuff. So like for fire specifically, normally you can only throw one fireball at a time, and your offhand is like, you know, your spell casting hand if you want to use it like that. But when your ultimate ability is active, your offhand gains another fireball that has a separate cooldown, so you can kind of barrage your opponent with
So
two
many
fireballs that are
fireballs.
coming from two different angles.
That's awesome. Okay. Cool. All right. So, what should we do now? Do you want to shoot some? Want to fight each other or something, or should I I don't know what to do. Should I practice?
Well, it'll be entirely up to you what you'd like to do. I'd probably recommend starting with doing single player and fighting a really basic AI to get a feel for dodging and casting spells in the heat of battle.
Okay.
Nice. Well,
Alright.
Casey, also want to let you know, like, you can choose your element there on the left.
All right.
So right now you're like the wind mage. So I don't know if you want to go back to fire.
Alright.
Okay, Saul, I do have a question here about the elements.
Sure thing.
If you stitch all those cloaks together, do you become Captain Planet?
Is that a thing?
I don't know if we have a heart mage quite yet.
Please.
So I don't know
Be
about
Mage
that.
Planet.
Will that be some DLC down the road?
I don't know. Who knows? Who can say?
Could be sick. Could be sick on there. Okay. I feel like I need to be Iceman. I'm gonna be Iceman.
That's pretty cool. I like that. Kind of reminds me of the mage class from some of the Final Fantasy games. Like I like the hood with just like the no face and the glowing eyes. That's really cool.
Yep. Well, the look of our high fantasy aesthetic is, you know, it's cartoony, but it is still relatively generic. We kind of wanted to make sure that we kept it that way, because when you think, you know, VR wizard duels, this is what I think of. And like, you know, being a wizard and being a spellcaster in VR, this kind of thing is what I think of, and that's kind of what we wanted to capture with this.
I don't know. Okay, so I'm fighting the bad guy here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Did I get hit? I did get hit.
You got hit twice, man.
I feel like
You're not
I
doing
shouldn't
great.
have been hit either of
Get
those
that
times.
get that crystal. Get some manas.
All right.
Nice.
Got that guy. All right. So if I do like a and then I got my face wrecked. Got my face wrecked by that dude.
So one thing to keep in mind is that magic is in fact magic, and there is a little bit of a curve to everything. It kind of homes in ever so slightly as it gets close to you. So you'll want to keep that curve in mind when you're trying to dodge. Overcorrecting is generally a better idea than trying to barely dodge it.
Okay. All right. So I'm against Fire Mage here, and I forgot all my spells.
I think they're off to the right there. If you look off to the right, they're written down.
That's correct. They're
Oh
reminder
gosh! It
scrolls
came
to
at
the
me
side.
fast. Came at me so fast.
He slowed down your spell.
Well, too bad. 'Cause I want another one. Yeah, I got him!
I'm like dodging with Casey. I'm not even playing. I'm not even on that.
I win! I iced that dude, literally. I literally iced that dude. See,
I
that was
literally
better.
iced that dude.
That was better. That was better. That didn't suck.
There you go.
Casey's noises are the best. I know, right?
I'm getting this wind mage. I hope he doesn't shoot clouds at me. Because that'd be unfortunate. Forgot all this stuff. Oh, he didn't do anything now. I forgot how to do the...
Nice dodge.
If you ever need a reminder, if you look to your right, all of the spells are drawn on the wall.
Good job.
Weird. Is there an echo in here? Because I thought maybe Danjo said that earlier.
He
but
did. I'm sorry. I'm bad at
weird.
stuff. All right.
What is ADD?
So that's Bolt. Okay, that's Bolt. That's Ward. Man, okay. I'm gonna get pro. I could see how you would really need to have some skill to be like awesome at this. Cause you gotta remember like all the stuff and then like have all the.
So weird. Yeah, weird.
All right. Slow. All right.
Nice dodge. Try a split, Casers.
Oh,
Nice.
got him.
Oh, you got shanked.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, that slows down his stuff.
Yeah, I know. I know now.
Do ya though?
I'm gonna bolt that dude.
I think Bolt costs more mana. How many manas do you have?
I have 5.
Okay. The 7-10 split.
All right. Okay. Here we go. Slow down.
Nice.
No!
Oh.
I was already down. I win. All right.
Nice job.
I'm just icing fools left and right. I'm gonna up the difficulty. I'm kind of the best wizard now. If anybody noticed. Age.
So yeah, Rewinder, I'm not secretly a wizard. I just went through the tutorial already.
All right. Got this.
Fight the Archmage, says Dejan Herring.
Shubiya.
Shubiya.
Kobayashi Maru.
Kobayashi Maru. Yeah. So Saul, what other VR games have you played?
I slowed you. I put slow bullets
you're
in your
a big
gun.
fan of?
Stupid.
Vanishing Realms for one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Vanishing Realms is cool.
I love me some RPG stuff. Let's see. I picked up.
I don't have enough manas.
Everspace yesterday. I didn't have a whole lot of time to play it. The little amount that I did play was good.
Everspace.
Yeah, that's
That sounds familiar.
I don't remember what it is, but it's a game I've heard of. Ah!
I went through the Super Hot VR campaign too, which was also really fun.
Oh, Super Hot's great.
Super Hot's probably one of our favorite games for sure.
I'm also partial to Hollow Ball, albeit very simplistic. It's just fun to play.
I feel like I want that. All right. No. Get you. Get some. This is so fun.
It looks awesome. Like I can't help but like I'm just watching you and I'm like moving my head around. Hey, Gunblade, welcome. Glad you're here.
Dude, this game is rad.
We're playing.
I love this.
InVokeR, which is a yet to be released game about wizard dueling.
Wizard dueling.
And we're hanging out with one of the developers, Saul, who has generously hooked us up with a key for this game and is also hanging out with us as our guest today on stream and kind of giving us the rundown on how to be a badass wizard.
Hello.
Hello there.
Stevenson says Everspace is pretty rad. That's cool. We'll have to check that out.
All right. Oh, we put slow bullets in my gun.
Slow bolts in my gun. He preloaded your gun with slow bullets.
So one of the things that we did with InVokeR's basic projectile is that how fast it goes depends entirely on how fast you actually swing your arm.
Oh, dude, really? Skinny ass.
So
I didn't know that.
I would say be careful, make sure that you have your wrist straps on, because I have accidentally thrown the Vive controller more than once. So
I'm all about
pretty
hurting my
intense.
environment.
Well, you know, if that's your goal, then there you go. All the more power to you. But yeah, like if you do like a really slow, like, you know, arm push in front of you, you can generally be relatively accurate because it's straight, but it'll generally be slower than if you actually whip your arm. So if you get really good at aiming, then and controlling your speed and stuff, you can really start barraging your opponent with some really fast stuff.
See, I feel like I got a hit on that guy and wasn't even trying. Hey.
Well, I'm looking up some stuff on Everspace. That does look pretty awesome.
What you got?
It's very spacey. It's ever so spacey. Nightfire is asking, so is this PvP or PvE right now?
Right now, it's just against computer, but...
Casey's currently playing a player versus AI right now, but we are going to be hanging out with Saul here playing some PvP here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yep, it has access to both. You have some pretty basic 3 different difficulties of AI to start for the PvE aspect. You also have a target break time attached where you can spend 2 minutes trying to break as many targets as you possibly can.
Oh, that's cool.
In order to kind of train yourself in accuracy and speed. And then the PvP modes, there's 2 different modes that we're going to have to start. A public match, which is just fight randos online.
Right.
And private matches, which you can host by either room number or joining via your Steam friends list. And you can put passwords on those rooms if you'd like as well. We also have an in-game voice chat feature that you can use that's optional. It's disabled by default, but if you go into settings and you turn it on, you can chat with people as well without having to do a third-party program.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
So you can talk trash, right?
Yep.
Yep. Love that trash talk.
Trash talking is good talking. All right, I'm going against Advanced Wizard Man here.
Casey, charge up for your ultimate. So like while you're throwing fireballs, just like, yeah, keep doing that with your other hand.
Ice Mage ult is arguably the best right now. We're still working on game balance, but Ice Mage is pretty buff right now. It's,
really?
Yeah, it splits your projectile into 3 projectiles on the first bounce each throw.
Nice.
For the next, I think, 5 throws.
All right,
So
now I go.
if you throw it like straight on the wall horizontally,
Look at
really
that going!
tough.
Look at that, it's crazy! No. I feel like my shield is not. I probably don't have enough.
Yeah, it takes 6. That's why.
Gotta get that power up, yo.
Get it.
I'm trying.
It's literally sitting there doing nothing.
I know. It's probably easier to bounce it. Yeah, it is easier to bounce it.
Snub said, yeah, don't let the controller
I
go.
lose.
We'll have a broken controller and a broker Danjo. Neither are good. Yeah, I'd be super mad if Casey broke the controller. Oh my gosh.
This is actually kind of a workout. All right.
Yeah, we found that as well. It's especially when you get into like the more intense rounds, like if you're fighting Archmage or if you're fighting another player that also knows how to dodge really effectively and defend themselves. Matches can be like 5 minutes or so, and it can get really intense.
Ah, he got me with the other one now.
He slowed it. Slow bullets.
Not slow bullets.
Oh, here comes Casers. Casey's gonna be dead soon. Casey's gonna be dead.
Ah, come on.
Told you. Ah, called it.
Ah, this is really the top level is really hard. All right, try a couple more times. Let's do this.
Maybe experiment with the different elements, Casers.
I will be.
So an interesting thing about the Earth Mage ult is the giant boulder itself actually also destroys projectiles as it walks over them, so you can also use it as a defensive option.
So it's kind of like a shield and a projectile.
Yeah, it's both, and it's pretty large. So especially when you're fighting other players and they don't have a whole lot of room to move, if you throw it really accurately, it's pretty difficult to get out of the way. You can, however, block it with your shield.
Okay. Provided you have the 6 mana to do so, and you've been efficient with that.
Correct.
Yeah. Nice dodges, Casers. That Casey is so nimble. So nimble. Nice slow, man. That was good.
I don't have enough for that. Can't
Shot,
Ryan
man.
just get the extra mana for me instead of missing him all the time? Come on, Ryan. Okay,
Come
that
on.
was... Ah, dude. All right. Ah,
What's your strategy here, Casey?
gosh, it's to freaking not get my face burn off. All right, okay, we're doing cool.
Hannibal said, just put some dancing music and just dance to dodge hits. And then Ham Samurai
That's
said,
probably a good move, actually.
dance, dance, wizard revolution.
Okay. Oh, this thing's getting moist.
Oh, gosh.
Nice and moist.
Yeah, I'm with you, Sam. My wizard element is also funk. Gosh, I keep dodging with Casey. I can't help but like. Oh man, it's just exciting to watch this game. It's really
Isn't it
cool.
though?
It
Like,
is.
It's also super fun. Like we have a
Yeah, got
LAN
him!
mode as well for arcades, and it's really fun to watch two people.
Oh,
like,
that's
at
cool.
the same spot, just kind of go at it.
That's awesome.
Like, you know, you'll go visit like a VR arcade with like a group of friends or something, right? And
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
two of them will be going at each other, and everyone will just,
Stop.
trash talking from the sidelines and watching them go at it.
That's
It's
right.
really, really fun to watch.
Gosh, dang it, I
Oh
did it wrong.
man,
Huh.
you're still in the game. You're still in the game. It's not over yet.
won!
Nice shot,
Woo!
dude. That
Yeah!
was awesome.
That's one thing is you do actually feel really accomplished when you win.
Dan Joe's gonna need some disinfectant for when he plays. No, that's why we bought 2 different covers. Okay.
Yep, that's true. Which reminds me, they have cheap covers at Best Buy now.
Is that a thing? Really?
Yep. So you don't have to wait 2 weeks.
Dang you, Taiwan.
Oh, he done slow bullets to me.
So you were saying before, Saul, that this game is going to be eventually, you're going to be able to play InVokeR in arcades. Is that the goal?
Yeah, actually, there's a couple arcades that have it already.
Really?
And
Oh, gosh.
they're both in Washington though.
And that's where you
in
guys
any
are at,
case-
right? You guys are
Yeah,
up in
we're
Washington.
located in
That was
Washington.
hard.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay.
We the version that we have right now is essentially InVokeR was originally designed with arcades in mind. Just because we wanted it to be a very quick, easy pick up and play experience for people, right?
Yeah.
But the simplistic mechanics are part of what makes it accessible, but also a part of what makes it really interesting, I think, where the mechanics themselves are simplistic, but with any PvP game, the difficulty level has to do with how you who you're fighting, right?
Sure.
And the different tools that you have in your tool belt. While the tools are simplistic and easy to understand, you doing cool tricks and stuff that you can learn the more that you play is really what keeps InVokeR interesting. So as an example, when you are trying to dodge if something's coming straight at you, people will generally, bob and weave left and right.
Yeah.
It's just like, the easiest motion to do. But if you cast split at the last second, it splits your projectile to cut off both of those angles of attack. So if they didn't move, they would have actually dodged. But if they move in either direction, they would get hit. So those kind of things that you can do to kind of disrupt your opponent and these mind games and the high level play that you can do for InVokeR is actually pretty interesting and fun.
Yeah.
Got him.
All right, man. I need to see that familiar in action. So get your
I don't know if I
your wizard game face on.
I don't think I have enough mana.
Get Ryan off the bench. What's the default mana that your game you start with at the beginning of the match?
You start with 3.
And so gaining mana is strictly based off of your ability to grab to accurately direct projectiles at the floating crystals in the game.
It's a few things. So there's 3 ways specifically that you can gain mana. The easiest, the most simplistic way is just throwing your projectile as fast as you can. Every time that your projectile reaches the other side of the arena, regardless of if it hits your opponent or not, you gain 1 mana.
That's cool.
Okay. So Casey, just start hucking. Just start hucking, man.
The mana crystal is obviously the second way that you can do it. It just gains you an additional mana on your way. So if you break the mana crystal on a throw, you'll get 2 mana. One when you break the crystal, and one when it reaches the other side of the area.
Oh,
and then blocking with ward gains you an additional 1, although it costs 6 to start.
All right. There's no, I don't have enough mana to do anything. All right. Oh gosh.
Wow,
that was amazing.
That was awesome.
That was a good. Ow.
Don't break our tether, man.
Oh. Good job, Ryan. I don't have enough stuff to do stuff.
So does it cost the mana to just throw a projectile?
Nope.
Okay.
Throwing your projectile is completely free.
Got it.
Mana's just for spells.
Here we go. All right. Oh dang! I was just about to familiar that friend. Well, I only need 5. Okay. All right. We're doing great. Everything's fine. I'm doing good. All of us are fine.
Hannibal asks, so the better you get, the better your player gets.
Well, yeah.
What? I'm not sure what that means. The better you get, the better your player gets. Do you mean the player that you're facing, like the computer learns along with your ability? Is that what you're asking? Like, does the AI learn with you?
If that is indeed the question, the answer is no. The AI is at set difficulties. The core of InVokeR's gameplay is the PvP aspect of things, which is why we have random matchmaking.
Right.
The AI itself is meant just sort of as a, like, if you don't want to play with people online, or you just want to train yourself and stuff, it still is pretty difficult to pick up. But once you learn all of the nuances, you can even defeat Archmage with relative ease.
Nice.
I guess I have not learned the relative nuances because I'm like getting my posterior handed to me several times.
It's been a
per
half
game.
hour, so I should hope that you aren't quite mastered it quite yet.
Oh gosh, that's a giant fireball.
It's a giant fur burr.
Okay, I did the thing. I don't have enough stuff. Yeah, I do. Okay, there we go. Ha. Ryan, do stuff. Ha! Get my face handed to me,
You
Ryan.
have to throw something before you have to throw a fireball before.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go,
Did
Ryan. How about you do stuff, Ryan?
There you go. Now he's attacking. That's awesome.
So for the first 30 seconds of the match, Rin won't attack, just because for, newer players and stuff, if Rin's attacking, it makes the matches be really short. So after the 30 seconds, he won't attack unless you cast Familiar or your ultimate ability. During your ult, your Familiar becomes active. It's as if you cast Familiar as well.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
So there's no point in casting it in the first 30 seconds?
No, you can cast it in the first 30 seconds to bypass that 30-second timer.
Oh, I see. Okay. See, that's why he casts it every time.
Rinse projectiles are also 100% accurate to where your opponent is standing at the time that he fires. So it essentially forces them to move or get hit.
Come on, Casey, hit him with the splits.
Here we go.
Okay, so I have a question, Saul. When you cast split after you throw a projectile and both projectiles reach the end of the corridor, do you get 2 mana?
Nope, you get 1.
That's lame. I'm gonna be honest. It's a lot of work to split that thing. I should be paid for that.
Well, split gives you 2 mana.
Man, what if I had a coupon?
I had a coupon.
I had a coupon for that. What's the
definitely
deal?
A consideration that we can do if we get enough consumer feedback that people really want it to do too. We might consider doing that. The only thing is, I'm a bit worried about people just spamming split nonstop.
Well, of course, yeah.
I guess.
I
mean, yeah, that's what I do because I'm cheap, but whatever.
Split's fun though. I like it a lot.
He's doing the.
Yeah,
He doing
Sean
it.
Herring,
He doing it.
It is a workout stream for sure. Yeah, Casey's burning his calories. Nice dodge, man. That was good.
Yeah. Come on! Don't slow bullet me.
Hey, okay, that technically worked in your favor. You still got the mana crystal even though we slowed it, and it made it to the end of the corridor. So you actually got 2 mana crystals out of that. It ended up working out.
Oh, I'm gonna wreck that dude's face.
Drop. Sorry about that.
Ow, my face. Okay. Great, split it, not in time.
Yeah, well, it split when it was up in the air and like just went forward randomly. That was kind of crazy. And what I mean by that was that it was your fault.
My fault?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. Everything is.
Hannibal said, can you imagine when you have 2 expert players how intense the battle will be? Oh my gosh, I know.
I can in fact imagine that, because the dev team fighting each other is essentially that. It makes it pretty hard to continue working after like having to do some intense rounds.
Oh,
like,
sure.
We'll spend like 15 minutes doing some testing and stuff, and we're all breathing really hard afterwards.
Sorry guys, we gotta stop testing for a second.
Hey, Casers, I think your mic is up. Make sure it's down.
My mic is down, dude.
Okay. Well, it was like level with your Oculus, so.
Oh, okay.
Just making sure.
You're just trying to make this mage kill me. Oh, look at that. That was sick.
Yeah, I got some money on that guy. Nice dodge, man.
It's another one of the interesting techniques that you can do is with Bolt. If you time the finish of your cast of Bolt correctly, like when it is directly next to your opponent, it cuts off a lot of avenues of escape other than moving forward and back. So it makes it really difficult to dodge. And there's actually a very, very small
Dude, yeah, I just did that.
window behind
That was
your
legit.
opponent.
He
That
put slow
you can
bullets in my
actually,
gun,
like-
and I came back to
Oh,
bite
yeah.
him.
Yep, you can do that a lot where you can like turn around what your opponent does. Like
Man, that
casting
is cool.
slow can really be an interesting game changer depending on what you're doing.
That is
Like
really
Bolt
neat.
specifically too. There's
So
a
if
lot
2
of very
players.
small strategies that you can do.
Yeah. I'm kind of seeing now what you're saying about a lot of the nuances in this game, and kind of knowing all the tools available in your tool belt and when to use those based off of your opponent's
Man,
attacks.
that guy just wrecked my
It
face.
really adds a lot of variety to the gameplay. That's really cool.
See, I'm sure it helps a lot once you've memorized all the things. All the...
Yeah, all the different spells.
Because then you can just look at your opponent and be like, I would do this.
Sure.
Just get one in. No.
Man, this shot has a lot of grounds. in it.
Dude, I got him. Oh. No, 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 no.
Nice dodge, man.
Oh. Yeah.
So what
got?
was
What you got?
what was the thinking behind putting two players in a long corridor rather
Yes!
than
That was sick.
a level that is
Ooh, I'm a
that has multiple variants in the height or corners or things like that? Like what was the decision? What was the thought process behind that?
So the corridor specifically is because we kind of wanted it to be, I don't know, I guess pool-like, where it's more strategy, and you've got that like reflecting angles and stuff you can do, right?
Right.
With a larger open environment, we would have to do a lot more, you know, heavy aim assist and stuff like that, and maybe like no teleportation as your way of dodging. But we wanted to keep it like this, where you actually felt really immersed, like you are the one who's like, you're the wizard, you're doing the dodging yourself, you're actively doing this stuff. And
Sure.
the larger, more open environments didn't really work super well for that, at least in the 1v1 aspect of things.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing!
It's definitely a consideration. But we ended up finding that this was the most fun.
Oh,
you
got
should
me with
have
that
slowed
little.
it. You should have slowed it.
His Ryan got me.
His Ryan. Damn you, other Ryan.
Ryan! All right, Dan, Joe, I'm gonna do one more, and then we can switch out. Okay?
Okay, sounds cool. Okay, so Samurai says, so you can see what spells your opponent is casting. Yes, you can see
Correct.
what spells your opponent is casting. Granted, you're paying attention. Yeah. So like he just turned his familiar on. Casey just answered with also familiar. I think Casey tried to do bolt there.
Yep. You can see your opponent's tracer fully as long as you're watching.
Ah, dang! All right.
Sorry, say that again.
You can see your opponent's tracer, which is the little line that follows their hand if you're watching carefully enough
Right.
too. So like if you're fighting another player, you can see if they're actively trying to charge their ultimate as well.
Got it. Got it.
Should charge my ultimate.
Yeah, charging the ultimate, you really have to be on your defensive because it's really a lot of. I mean, you can't do anything other than throw basic projectiles and dodge while you're charging your ultimate. You're not actively casting spells.
Yep. And while the casting spells itself does let you charge your ultimate gauge, because just moving your hands around while your tracer is out is what charges your ultimate gauge. When you actively just want to drop everything and charge your ult, it's just one of those additional strategies that you can do. You're right. You essentially sacrifice casting
doing another one,
spells
Dan,
or
I don't
throwing
care.
basic projectiles.
I need it. I need
Yeah.
to kill this man.
Yeah, you just choose
Alright,
which strategy you
whatever.
want to do, right? You just sacrifice whether or not you want to cast spells with your base projectile in order to do your ult and all that. So it can create some interesting strategies depending on what playstyle you want to go with.
What playstyle do you typically favor?
I generally like to stockpile my mana. Ward is an extremely useful defensive option, and especially if I'm fighting like an Earth Mage. The Earth Mage ult is hard to dodge, so making
Right.
sure that I keep enough mana up in case I need
Alright.
to, cast Ward, then I'll have 4 mana, and then I'll throw 2, and then get my other 2 mana so I can block 2 of the boulders instead of just 1, can really help your survivability.
Cool. All right, Salt. We're gonna swap out. I'm gonna jump in the headset. Casey's gonna man the chat, and hopefully we'll get into some PvP here real quick.
Cool, sounds good to me.
I'll need the other cover. Okay. We'll need to swap out the cover too because Casey has put an amount of water equivalent to an Olympic swimming pool in the headset.
things I've done to that headset are really bad, just so everyone's clear. Oh my gosh. That is a workout, dude. That reminds me of playing soundboxing. I'm just like,
Yeah. Yeah, no, it can be a really fun way to get active on that.
Yeah, for sure. Man. Hey Chad, how's it going? What's happening? How's the things today? Man. Whew. Hello, Hannibal. What's happening? Hey. Lone Wolf Nick, what's going on? What's happening? Not much, just looking for anything to drink. Where's my coffee?
Sweet.
Okay, cool. I got it, you guys. Hey, what's up? Hello. Enjoy the workout. Yes. Hey, Gunblade, what's happening?
All right.
Wolf Nick,
I'm going to try a different
Roar.
element here.
Where's Rin? Right?
I'm
Where's
gonna go back- I'm
Ryan?
going to go back to fire.
Rin is in the lobby. Rin is in fact there. He's
taking a nap.
taking a nap
he's
to the
sleeping.
left.
He's sleeping.
Aw.
Oh, he kind of looks like Kevin.
He's our Kevin. Can you rename your Rin?
You cannot. Rin's name is set.
It would be nice if you could rename your Rin, because that could definitely go for some. And if the other player could see what your Rin is named,
It's a game changer.
it'd be like,
You know,
he
deal
named his
breaker.
Rin Pee-Pee. This guy means business. It's gonna be crazy.
I don't know. We'll consider that. Right now, Rin's name really only appears in the Steam trading card forum and the tutorial where he introduces himself.
Gotcha. You should have. You should like come up with like, hey, your challenger, and then it's their name, and then like what they call their Rin, and so it's just to psych him out. And it's like the guy who kills you, and then his pet who also kills you.
Yeah. Well, InVokeR is when we do end up releasing, which the Steam release is planned in July. We're going to be releasing in early access.
Awesome.
And the idea is that we are definitely planning on continuing active development of InVokeR. And
nice dodge,
we
Danjo.
are really, really looking to gather feedback from the community and people who play in order to shape the game's future. So, hey, if there's enough demand for it, it's a definite possibility.
Sure. Yeah, man. And I just gotta say, overall, I mean, after playing this game for almost an hour, I really like it.
I love
It's
it.
really fun. Now, like, I'm sure you guys
All right,
have
I'm going to try the target attack here just because I want to see this.
do it. I'm sure you guys have referenced like the Unspoken and stuff, and like talked about that in and out. But I gotta say, like, I think I like this a little better, because it feels more like it. I don't know. It feels like you can have more. I don't know, creativity maybe? Maybe that's what it is. I just could not really get into the Unspoken, and I really liked it at first.
So the Unspoken is actually kind of interesting in terms of InVokeR's development, because I didn't know the Unspoken existed until like a month and a half into development of this game,
Oh, that sucks.
which was hilarious because I'm sitting here like, a Wizard dueling game would be really sweet. I don't know of any of them in VR like that. I think that would be super cool.
Sure.
And then like I get a message from one of my team that's like, hey, have you heard about this game? And then it's like this super famous and popular Wizard dueling game that's for VR, and I'm like,
Come
Great.
on!
Cool.
yeah, right.
Cool.
And like seeing the Unspoken and looking at it, I mean, it's definitely a really cool game and really interesting.
Yeah.
But I wanted InVokeR to be a more like high fantasy aesthetic as opposed to the modern aesthetic that that the Unspoken goes for. And like they have some like super cool mechanics in the Unspoken. I won't get into like too many details about it, but it's definitely a really cool game. But InVokeR has the core gameplay of like you are a wizard and you are doing wizard duels is the same or similar, but that's pretty much where the similarities end, right? Where like InVokeR has a lot different gameplay feel to it, And if people like the Unspoken, I think they'll definitely like InVokeR. But
I
even for
agree.
people who didn't really like the Unspoken, I think InVokeR has a lot more differences to it. So you might find something that you like a lot in InVokeR.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, that's always kind of unfortunate when it's like, oh yeah, I have this idea, and then everyone's like, you just copied this game, and it's like, no, dude, like,
No,
I was already doing
no, I
stuff on
didn't.
this, like, you know.
Thanks for asking, though.
That's like being a creative person. That happens to us a lot, like.
Oh, for sure.
And so,
Right.
it kind of sucks.
It's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard, especially like when you're making something like video games where like pretty much everything that anyone could ever think of has already been done in some capacity.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so if anything like, anyone has any idea ever, they're just gonna draw a parallel between, two games, between stuff, and usually it ends up being an amalgamation of like, oh, you just did the wizard dueling thing of the Unspoken and the aesthetic of like, some other game like Vanishing Realms or whatever, and it's like, no, but it's just wizards though.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is
So-
like if it's going to be in a genre, it's going to be similar anyway. And it's funny because like
Right.
nobody says that about like first-person shooters,
Bold.
even though they're all the same game basically, It's just interesting.
Yep, and it's just like it's one of those things that
this
as
is
people
really
who
fun.
create. Oh, thank you. Well, it's people who create creative content like this. It's hard to deal with that kind of stuff, especially like when we're a small indie studio.
Yeah.
And we don't really have a whole lot of marketing power and like consumer base or a community or anything around us really, because
Sure.
we're small and there's a whole bunch of gamers and gaming communities out there already that are already established, that are based around other larger companies.
Absolutely.
And trying to get yourself known in that kind of market is just so difficult.
Oh yeah.
So like it's really for InVokeR specifically, I'm pretty confident in the team's work here because I think it's really fun. Granted, I'm biased, but
Yeah,
a little bit.
just a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think if a lot of people who owned VR headsets knew that the game exists, people would probably be interested in picking it up. Like
For
we're
sure.
we're planning on pricing it very competitively. Where I can't talk too much into pricing, but I can say with pretty high confidence that it is going to be priced well below like $15. So it should
Perfect.
be pretty affordable in terms of people's price ranges.
Awesome.
Yeah. See that's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah, it's funny, like some of the best VR games we've played are just from little studios, like from little ones. And so like and it's funny because you can tell, like, I mean, after you play a few VR games, and especially like cuz we're working on doing like a VR game review website, and it's really easy to tell if like a game is good or not, like pretty much right off the bat, like just because of like the way it, like especially in VR, like it needs to feel a certain way for it to actually work in VR, and if it doesn't, then it's like, well, like this needs some more work, like before it's going to be good, and like
Right.
this is one of those games where you pick it up and you're like, oh yeah, this is freaking awesome, like, and then you're
Yep.
just immediately like, yep, this is rad, but yeah, there are
Got
some
you,
games where like you
sucker.
can tell that they're trying, but it's really it takes, I don't know, it's like a certain amount of something that it needs to really make it a good game, and so I'm just saying that I think this game has it, and I'm
Thank
really
you. I
excited for it.
appreciate that. Like I think that like VR development is actually
Ultimated that
really
fool.
interesting.
That was sweet.
Because there's a lot of challenges that are different from standard game dev that VR presents. Like frame rate is a huge one. A lot of people don't know this, but you generally
This is so
do not
smooth.
ever want your game to drop below 90 FPS because
Nope.
otherwise that could potentially cause motion sickness in people.
Yeah.
And as such, like you can't have things that are too programmatically and processing expensive in your game. So the games that are trying to be hyper realistic, I've found generally, because they have to make certain concessions, end up falling short in a couple areas. And this is, not a general rule. It's just something that I've noticed sometimes, especially in the smaller studios. And we've run into that problem as well. Like, this is actually our third VR game that we've created.
Oh, nice.
And so we've learned a lot within the few years of VR development that we've been doing, and VR best practices and learning about what the community wants and what's good and what's not on that kind of stuff. So our most recent two games, InVokeR is the one that's upcoming that we're focusing on very heavily, but we also very recently released a game called Nightmare Grotto on Steam, which is a horror wave shooter.
Oh,
and
cool.
we focused really hard on like the horror aesthetic, because real talk, there's a lot of wave shooters out there, right, for VR.
Yeah,
it's one
sure.
of the easier things to do. So it's something that for Nightmare Grotto specifically, we wanted to focus really on the like immersion aesthetic, so everything's really dark. We have a very talented sound designer and
Nick, thanks for
composer
following.
that works on it. So like, it does a lot to really help put you in there. But yeah, like, I mean, if anyone's interested on checking that out, it's available on Steam right now, and it's $8.99.
Nice.
Awesome. That's sweet. Yeah, we'll definitely be checking that out. That's cool.
Yeah, shameless plugs.
Yeah, that's awesome. Dude, feel free. Oh, dang it. You guys, thank you so much for following. The Roar, thank you for following.
Oh yeah, thank you
it
guys for
was
following. Super
Lone
cool.
Wolf Nick that just followed. Is that right? I don't know if I got that right.
These are all the other devs just like, awesome.
Yeah. Probably.
All right, I'm going Archmage.
But yeah, hey, you guys, thank you for coming and checking out our stream. We really appreciate it. This is definitely something that we don't take for granted. We know that there's a lot of people who stream, and you could be watching any of them. There's a lot of people who stream and nobody watches them, and so we're very thankful that you watch us.
For sure.
Jorn Herring, thank you so much for following. You're the best. Really appreciate it. That is really cool. Enjoy the savageness gifts that we put up. Dude, that was legit. Nice job. See, I feel like this is one of those games Dan can just rule face at.
Well, I honestly don't feel like I've given, in fairness to the Unspoken, like, I don't feel like I've given the Unspoken enough time to
Yeah. Hey, Gunblade, thank you for
really
cheering.
know if
No
I
problem.
if
This
I
looks
like
amazing.
it.
Tell the devs it's fantastic looking. Awesome. Gunblade, thanks, man. Yeah, so we have people in the chat.
Yes.
Saul, that are just saying that it looks awesome and they're really excited. So.
Can't see me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and I know that my team appreciates that greatly as well.
Super cool. Hype. All
right.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready.
You ready?
You ready?
I think I'm ready.
You ready
Okay.
ready to fight Saul?
Yeah, but I want to be Mr. Freeze.
Uh-oh. Danjo versus Saul, you guys. It's gonna get cray-cray.
Danjo versus Saul.
All right, well, how hard do you actually want me to try?
Oh gosh.
Hi, do you want me to kill you immediately?
I don't
or
know,
wait
man.
A few seconds?
It's our first date. Take it slow, okay? Come on.
All right, you
Oh,
got
man.
it.
Yeah.
So we're doing public.
Just private match and then host.
All
Hannibal
right.
says, yeah, people are too linear in their comparison. It's like when Minecraft came out, or whoa, sorry. Hannibal says, ideas always come from other ideas. They're generally always something it's based off of.
All right, same password as before.
Sure.
Yep.
Ready when you are.
Gunblade
Room
says,
is
yeah,
1, 2,
people
2,
are too
3.
linear in their comparison. It's like when Minecraft came out and they compared it to Terraria and then Starbound, and then they're like, they just copy this. It's really annoying that they can only see the bare basics. Yeah, for sure.
Hello.
Hello.
For sure. You guys, thank you so much
Ready.
for...
Oh, give
Or I
me
could-
one.
Or I can
minute.
kick you.
This is awesome.
Why don't you go ahead and do that really quick? I think I may have accidentally triggered something I wasn't supposed to. 1 second.
Lone Wolf Nick, sorry you can't cheer. You can totally watch some ads and get cheer emotes though. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, you don't have to cheer to be here. Just you being here is awesome. So we're super glad that you're here. Thank you. The epitome of loss says, "Take him out, Saul." Lone Wolf says, "Go Saul."
Go Saul.
Mix 26 says, "Go Dan."
Thanks.
Snub says, "Go Dan. Dan, you are my hero, and I love
guys.
you." the Roar cheered 200. Thank you so much, the
Oh,
Roar.
awesome! Thank you for that cheer. Wow.
Appreciate it, you guys.
So
Thank
cool.
you so much.
There we go.
There we are.
He said,
You
"Go
wanna
Saul."
Toggle your ready on and
High
off.
five. Yeah, high five.
High five will
And-
go.
Oh,
to
can
you
we
guys.
fusion? Can we like become
become fusion?
like fusion? Only true nerds get that. That's okay.
Lone Wolf Nick searching for a cheer
go-
note.
We'll rage in the forest.
Good job. Yeah,
All
rage
right.
in the forest.
Nothing like raging in a forest.
Hey, Saul, can you just own him real quick, just so we know
gosh.
you can do it?
Guys.
Can you just kill him immediately? That'd be great.
Sure.
Oh. Wow. I feel like you're doing pretty good, Danjo. I feel like you
Yeah,
can keep
he's
it up.
he's got some skill.
Dan's got some skill. Dan's got quite a bit of skiznil.
Now, does your shield eventually run out?
It goes away for 3 seconds or something, right?
Nope, it only runs out when I block, but when I'm casting, it also goes away.
Oh, okay. So you can hold it until you block something.
Correct.
Wow, that's cool. Epitome of Loss says, "Make him cry, Saul."
Dang it.
The Roar says, "Whoa, the PvP looks awesome." Nice.
Wow.
That was good. That was good. Makes 26 says, "You can do it, Dan. You can do it, Dan."
You got a hit on me. I will say I'm impressed.
Hey, it's an honor to play with the
Dan's
Jedi.
good at hitting on people.
Yeah, your shoes look great.
Go Danjo, go Danjo, go Danjo,
flattered,
says
thank
Hannibal.
you.
Got this. Got it, Danjo. Oh gosh, it's a big old Bodo. Wow, you dodged that? So that's your ultimate ability then, right? That big boulder?
That is correct. That is
Wow.
Earth Mage's alts.
That is rough. Rough for everyone else. Nice, dude. Dan, you're rocking
Got
this.
me.
Wow.
Okay,
Man.
so let's see. Ward is 6 mana.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
he
looking-
gotcha.
yeah, I was looking
you
at my
shouldn't. You
spells.
shouldn't have tried to look, Dan.
He caught
That's
me
what you
looking,
get.
and
That's
then he
what
took
you get.
advantage of me.
Epitome of Loss says, "Nice touch."
got touched.
You got touched.
got touched by another
I
man on the
swear.
internet. That's cool. Awesome.
Lone Wolf
All
says,
right,
"Another one down, another one down, another one bites the dust."
Okay,
What's the Ice Mage's ultimate? I think it's 3 ice balls, right?
Yeah, it's 3 ice bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
And so wind mage, what is the ultimate there?
So, like I said earlier, when you
It's a fast
fling
cloud.
when you fling your projectile, it's the speed is based on how fast you actually swing your arm. But there
See,
is a
that's
certain
cool.
speed cap to it.
That's how it should be.
Air Mage's alt doubles the speed cap and automatically makes sure your thing go as fast as it possibly can.
Oh,
So you
wow.
can, like, if you're accurate, you can just really,
Just wreck face.
really wreck your face. Yeah,
Wow.
you can just wreck your opponent.
I would
Alright.
love to wreck face. Can you move forward and back? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it
You
is.
can move
it is
around in whatever
fairly
your player is.
It's room scaly.
room scaly. Yeah, like you can really.
As big as your sensors are, I think. Is it limited at all? How much you can move?
Not really. Like,
Just
it's
to
pretty much
your
as large
space.
as your room is. We made the actual like hallway size decently large,
Aw.
so that you don't need to worry too much about whether or not, if you have a large space, if you're going to walk outside the environment or anything like that. You should not have any problems with that.
Dude, that's great. Yeah, because we have a decent sized space here, and I feel like it's a good size. Like I definitely feel like you can move back and forth, and it helps you. That's really cool. So you said,
Oh, dang it. I thought it was out of the way.
Yep, that's why
I keep forgetting that you're playing. I'll try not to distract you as much.
No worries.
It's okay to distract him. I give you full permission.
Hurry! What's 356 divided by 4? Go, 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 go! Solve, 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 solve!
Math's too hard. I can't handle it.
I can't. Oh no, it's a dang boulder
Whoa.
now. Move out.
Ah! Ah! Oh, sweet, sassy molassy. Goodness. Oh gosh,
Oh,
that's just terrifying when a boulder going 90 miles an hour is heading at your facial region. Goodness.
Casey, are you gonna go against Saul?
Oh.
Yeah, I definitely will. I played for like, I pretty much practiced for like an hour.
Yeah, I don't have an hour of practice.
So, and I still feel like Dan's probably better than I am.
All right, I will be War Druid.
I'm an old man. It's hard
I'm an old man.
It's hard for me to video game.
KC 2017.
It's hard for me. Who else loves Rin? I love Rin.
I love Ryan.
I call him Ryan.
Good
though.
job, Ryan.
Rin is like my most favorite thing about this game, if I'm being honest.
You should be able to like, and just take all of these suggestions with the reminder that I'm a foolish friend and you shouldn't listen to me. Okay, but you should give Ryan a sweet hat.
It's like a little tiny hat.
Yeah, like little. You should just be able to unlock hats about him, and it should cost real money. It's pay to play, but only for Ryan's hats.
See, I feel like I'm dodging it with my body, but I have to remember that it's like it's where my head is.
It's just your head, yeah.
Yeah.
You just gotta put your head there.
Like, if you notice, there is like a distinct 3 parts to your mage. There's the head, there's the midsection, and then there's the lower part. The head and the midsection is your hitbox.
Okay. So it can't get your feet?
It cannot get your feet very well unless it reflects down and up, which is what I did on that last hit.
Gotcha.
So if you want to see how fast the air mage's ult goes,
Yeah, do it. That's freaky. Dan, you're doing
Didn't
pretty
expect
good, man.
that one, did you?
yeah.
That was pretty
good.
good. Pretty good, Danjo. So hey, that crystal that gives you more mana, is that the same for each person? And like, if one person gets it, the other person can't?
That is correct.
That's cool. That's cool. So you want to be the first to grab that?
Yep. It spawns every 30 seconds, so it's not as if it's a like one-time thing, but
But still, it'd give you the upper hand for sure.
Did you have 2 life left?
I did.
Yes, we'd like to thank Hansons. Thank you, Hansons.
That's what I thought. Give us a minute. We gotta thank our sponsor.
He said feats.
Sure.
We don't
don't
actually
have a
have a
sponsor.
sponsor,
It's a
but we
joke.
joke that Hanson Soda has sponsored us
Oh yes, of course.
for no reason other than we bought some of
It
their
was
soda,
cheap.
and
That's
it was
why.
it was real
real
bad.
cheap and bad.
Yes, the best kind of sponsors.
Yeah,
Yeah, cheap and bad.
and fake. Gunblade says, "What's the Pyromancer's ultimate?" That means you can shoot 2 fireballs at once, right?
Yes.
Like one with each hand.
Correct.
Awesome.
So the 2 different cooldowns allows you to do 2 different things. So like if you're the fire mage and you throw straight and then like you spike the other one into the corner, it can be really interesting to try to figure out like when to dodge or like
Right.
when it's actually going to get to you.
Man.
This is really fun.
So can you cast? You might have just said that, and I might have missed it. Okay, but can you cast a spell for each fireball that you throw? Like if you throw 2 at once?
So during ults, your spell casting ability is disabled. You can only just use your basic ult stuff, so you can't actually cast like split or anything like that.
Okay, so you can just shoot a bunch of fireballs.
Yep.
Okay,
And then
cool.
that's generally why, like, before you ult, you'll want to summon a shield is generally a good strategy,
Gotcha.
because you can't shield otherwise. But your shield is still active during your ult unless you actually block. That was
Aurora
good.
says you need feats to reach the floor, though. If not, you'll just float there and not be able to move. Tell Saul he's the boss. Saul, you the boss.
Oh, thank you.
That's awesome. Hannibal says Dan's an exceptional newbie for this game. It's probably true. Hannibal,
All right,
or
I'm down-
Ham Samurai says,
I'm
just
down
gotta
to
say,
1
super cool that
HP.
you guys have Saul on to talk about the game, and thanks for letting him see it, letting us see it in beta. Awesome.
Whoa!
Why have feats when you can have magic? Says Dijon Harry. What about magic feats? There's no reason not to have magic feats. Get some sweet mage sandals.
Okay, I feel like my bolt isn't functioning. Like
Try doing it in the other direction. People generally have better luck depending on which direction that they do. So like if you're doing right to left, try doing left to right. There you go.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, one thing I keep forgetting.
Oh!
Oh!
That was good.
Danjo defeats
well
Saul.
done.
That's amazing. Nice
Here's-
job.
Here's to like a little clap. There you go. There you go. It's for you.
High five.
Nice
Golf
job,
clap.
Danjo.
Golf clap for the
Yeah,
pity.
no, this is very, very impressive. I guess I'm gonna have to I guess I'm gonna have to try a little bit harder now.
Guess I'll have to stop playing easy on you.
I hope you can see this because I'm doing it as hard as I can. You know the reference?
I've heard it before, but I can't place it right now.
It's from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, the Moonanites.
Ah,
Yeah.
right.
And he's like flipping off the camera and his like little pixel
Yeah.
middle fingers growing like obnoxiously large.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, chat goes crazy. They say, good job, Dan. Well done, job. Well done. I have problems in my mind.
Yeah, your mind is different.
Well done, Dan.
Than most cats.
Get wrecked, nerd.
Get wrecked, nerd! Whoa!
Got
Oh,
him.
it hurt my body real quick.
Did he just wreck you in like
Yeah.
5 seconds?
Yeah. Was
Well-
someone timing that? Listen, I know
Yep.
you got a lot of expectation to live up to as like the developer,
Huh?
you know, so
Well, you know, sometimes I gotta try real hard.
All right.
Only sometimes.
all right.
This Saul is such a jerk.
Rock Druid, here we go.
Well, you
Let's
know,
do it.
I'm a gamer myself too. I'm competitive by nature.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's do it.
yeah.
All right,
Hey,
let's
do what you
this.
love.
Okay, I feel like you already had a fireball off before it even started. Okay, I'm calling hacks. You have some cheat code there. Just immediate kill. Oh,
No,
it's
no,
coming
no.
for you. It's coming for you, Danjo. See those bouncy ones? Those are
Whoa,
rough.
dang it,
Oh, that was
see?
a good one.
It smashed my cankle.
Got your cankles good. Got your cankles real good, Danjo.
Whoa, dang it.
Man. Look at those moves. Look at those moves.
Jeez. Oh, I'm addicted to this because I lose so much.
So like, and that's what I think is really the fun part about InVokeR is that like the difficulty level is based entirely on who you're fighting.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
like the game has a lot of replayability, and because we have the ability to join via friends, join via room number,
Right.
anything like that, you can always if you have another friend with a VR headset or
We're
something,
wearing
you
the
just want
same
to fight
thing to
each other.
prom. I can't do that.
Oh no.
Cankles only being in my way. They're a real physical boundary to me, says Lone Wolf Nick.
yeah. I mean,
Cankles
you
are
don't
rough,
know
man.
when the foot begins and when the kneecap ends. It's
How is
wrong.
there any justice in the world?
There's no justice, you guys.
Yep.
Nice shot.
Nice. Man. See, I feel, yeah, I totally know. I'm like trying to dodge with you too, just watching it. It's so crazy. Man. Snub says a ranked system would be dope.
Yeah.
Like to where you're your avatar or whatever is ranked, so that people can tell how good you are. Like that, what you're talking
Oh, come on.
about? Shamo.
So, fun strategy. The slower your projectile goes, the more heavily the aim assist affects it.
Oh, really?
So that's why when
Okay.
I throw this
Yeah.
really slow projectile,
And then I'm like,
it's going to
"Oh!"
curve really hard when it gets near you. So
Huh.
you want to give it a wide berth.
Wow, that's interesting. That's cool. That's cool that it kind of compensates for that.
I'm way
Yep,
down
there's-
here. That
And see,
fireball was
that's the
up
thing
here.
is that there's a lot
want a
of
refund.
really there's a lot of really small interesting strategies that you
Yeah.
can do where there's just small nuances to the game that once you learn them, it creates a really interesting endgame stuff. Going back to the comment about the ranked system, honestly, I would absolutely love to have a system like that. The one worry that we have as InVokeR's developers is the activity of the online community.
Sure.
Yeah.
InVokeR itself is a game that, I think it's fun, but, I'm biased.
Sure.
But at the same time,
Yeah?
if there's
Yeah?
a...
Tell me more.
If there's... At the same time, if there's a lot
Why
of...
can't I kill Ryan? I hate your Ryan.
A lot of... a lot of interest in it, and we actually have an active community, then great, I would love to implement something like that
Sure.
as part of the early access stuff. But we have to make sure that we actually have active players first. That's going to be our chief concern. That was good.
That's a really scary thing too, because you put all this work into the game, and if it's based on basically a certain amount of people playing it, it's like not to throw them under the bus, but that Hover Junkers, right? Like Hover Junkers is an amazing game, but like
No one plays
no
it.
one's playing it, so it's like you can't play it,
Yep.
which kind of
And
sucks.
that really is our worry, and we really would love for people to like buy InVokeR and want to play it. And that's kind of the goal of streams and stuff like this,
Owie,
right?
owie.
To be able to
To have people play your game, that would be really
Yeah.
good.
one of those got me.
Hey, Dark Knight Z, what's going on? Welcome to the stream.
No? No? Can't split?
You guys, just a
Hates it.
reminder, if you haven't hit that follow
you're
button,
also
make sure
upstairs.
to hit that so that you will know when we go
yeah.
live. We play VR games all the time in the
got
garage. Let yourself know when we go live. All you lurkers,
Sensei.
I see you lurkers. I will
Well
call
done,
one of
Sensei.
you out randomly. All right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Ice Mage is fun. I like Ice Mage
Okay,
a lot.
the
Isn't it?
epitome floss, the epitome of loss, huh? Huh?
Would you say Piddle Floss?
I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know.
making
Actually, you guys
sense,
are
man.
pretty active, so
Wash your
I
damn
won't
eye.
be too mean.
Yep.
Salty says the epitome of loss.
Oh,
It's okay.
salty. Don't be
salt.
salty.
So the garage, is that
Listen,
like
I'm
a
sorry,
garage?
I'm a
yes,
dad
that's
now, so
the
I have to-
garage.
I feel like dad
In the
jokes are
garage.
obligatory.
Silently lurking.
So how did
Dan-
you get into game development, Saul?
I've been a gamer all my life. I live in Washington, around the Redmond and Greater Seattle area, and as such, Nintendo being close by and Microsoft being close by is something that I've grown up with Nintendo games, and knowing that like Nintendo was nearby, I really wanted to try to get a job there, and I did. I worked for Nintendo for 8 years.
Wow.
And had a lot of really fun and interesting experiences there, and I learned a lot during my time there.
Sure.
And eventually, I got the opportunity to be a production manager over at 8th Shore, which is the company that makes InVokeR.
Nice.
And that's essentially where I'm at. Is like getting that opportunity. I felt that like, hey, I can really do some really interesting stuff, and it just kind of went from there.
Nice. That's cool.
Oh.
Yeah, I tell you what, like, game development is such a deep world. Obviously, I mean, but like,
Yeah.
it's so interesting to me and so cool. And it's like I almost want to just like quit my life for a while and just like learn some more about it, But it's like there's so much going on. It's like trying to pick what we're gonna work on and what we're going to do,
Right. Game dev is hard.
Yeah.
A lot of people underestimate how difficult it actually is.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, any kind of development, it's like, it's not just making it, but it's, making it so anyone can use it and have a good experience with it. And that's like, things that might be obvious to you are just completely foreign to other people. And that's a big deal.
Oh man, that was close.
It was.
Ah,
Nice job.
well played.
Nice on.
Thank you.
Yep. Wanted to take a second to let you guys know the reason that we stream here is to help promote our nonprofit that we're hooked up with called Heart Support.
That's right.
Heart Support talks to people about anxiety and depression, suicidal thoughts, self-harm, addictions, eating disorders, all of that stuff people don't normally like to talk about. We go to concerts. We're going to be on Warped Tour all summer long, talking to people about these type of issues. We go and interview bands about these type of issues.
That's right.
We have tons of band interviews on YouTube talking about that stuff. Go to heartsupport.com. We also have a completely anonymous forum that you can go and talk about anything that's going on in your life regarding those type of issues, any hard stuff you're going through, questions you have that you just want some advice on. That's at heartsupport.com/community. We also do a live stream at twitch.tv/heartsupport. That's at 4 p.m. Eastern time, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. That's Dan, Joe, and me talking about real stuff, just having real talk, friendship, community stuff. And come check it out. Give Heart Support a follow. It's just twitch.tv/heartsupport. That would be awesome. And check that out if you haven't checked it out. So thank you guys for being here. Again, make sure to hit that follow button to let yourself know when we go live with Savage Patch Kids. You're the best. If anybody's just joining, we are hanging out playing InVokeR, which is a game that is not released yet. We're playing the beta with one of the people from the development team named Saul, and that's who Dan is fighting right now. This is a
Nice shot, man.
battling wizard battle game that is really a lot of fun. So make sure to check that out too on Steam and follow that. Make sure you know when they release. That'd be sweet. Warped Tour, that's right. That's right, Lone Wolf Nick. Warped Tour. Yeah, we're gonna have a Heart Support tent at every single date on Warped Tour. So that's pretty cool. Man. Oh, big old boulder now. So, do the boulders go at a specific speed? Or do...
Nope, they're affected by gravity, so like if I arc it upwards, it will end up traveling a lot further, quicker.
Gotcha.
But if I throw it slowly, it'll just kind of roll. Once it hits the ground, it rolls down to its preset speed, and then just kind of rolls at a consistent pace.
Gosh, man.
Gotcha. Call me Nick for short. Okay. I'll call you Nick for short.
I feel like I'm playing dodgeball half the time, and so I'll see a projectile like flying at my legs, and I instantly don't move my head, but I like put my feet out of the way.
Yeah.
And then
And
like,
it doesn't
I just
help?
feel like I got cheated out of that hit, man.
We need-
'cause I didn't
we need
hit
to-
me.
That's what's going to be great. We need ankle trackers someday.
Ankle trackers, yeah.
Right.
It'll just make
Yeah.
everything harder for the developers. It'll be great.
Just track.
Right.
It'll be
Just
the best.
strap
Well,
some
technically, the
Oculus
Vive
touch
tracker
controllers to my
it's
ankles.
possible to do that, but it's trying to convince people to buy 2 other $100 pieces of hardware just to play our
Exactly,
game.
exactly.
It would be a bit rough.
Yes.
So we've done our best. Essentially, like I mentioned earlier, you have 3 different body pieces: your head, your waist, and your
Just did it
lower
again.
body.
So if you tilt your head, does it tilt your body?
It does kind of. So like if you notice, I'll tilt like this, and you see
Yeah.
the body kind of drapes to the side.
Sure.
It just kind of dangles to the side to try to like. This is what we found that most people try to do is like, if you're trying to lean back to dodge or something, this is essentially what you get. So your body drapes down.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
way you don't like. That's pretty much the most common things that we've seen is like leaning to the side and leaning to the side, but without proper body tracking, like the only things that you can track is your head when it comes to your body movement. So
Yeah.
we have done our best to make sure that the hitbox feels as fair as it possibly can.
Yeah. Well, I think that's great. I don't know if I've seen that in very many games. Is just a consideration of that. It's usually
for
just
sure.
where your head is.
Right, and for InVokeR specifically, one of my biggest pet peeves in games is that I hate feeling like I shouldn't have gotten hit by that. Like, I dodged. Like, come on. And that's the one thing I really want to try to avoid, and that we as the dev team have really tried to avoid with this and tried to find the best practices for it. But the biggest problem is that everyone's got their own methodology for dodging, and everyone's
Sure.
got their own idea of like what they think should have hit them and what they think should not have hit them. So it becomes really difficult to find a balance that everyone finds finds is nice, but the one that we currently have implemented is the one that we found that most people agree generally feels the best. You'll probably get one or two of those times, especially near your feet, where you're like, come on, I dodged that.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you know, at a certain point, there's only so much that we can do, but, you know, we've tried
Yeah.
our best.
And that's the thing, is like you kind of got to learn how the game works too, and just like, all right, this will miss me or this won't, and that's just part of learning the game too, you know.
Yep.
So you can only do what you can do.
Yep. And that's
The
part
epitome of
the reason that
loss.
we have
The epitome of loss says, ask Saul about his awesome coworkers and inside jokes from his QA years.
Alan, I swear.
I knew this was gonna happen. Somebody was gonna call you
The
out.
trolls are here. Welcome,
Yep.
trolls.
Welcome,
So,
Troll Parade.
You know,
Yeah.
with 8 years of Nintendo experience, I have talked to a lot of different people, and
Sure.
that is one of my old coworkers from Nintendo. I don't believe he is with the company any longer, but he and I worked together on a few projects, and you know, with any project, you come up with inside jokes to pass the time and
Oh, of
to
course.
keep your sanity. I can't talk too much about those because NDAs and all that jazz.
Sure.
but,
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
That's all good. We understand.
Yeah, Casey and I used to do television production for a reality TV show, and so we know all about like not being able to talk about stuff.
Yeah. Secret
Yep.
secrets.
the most secret.
What happened? What happened?
So, like I was talking about earlier, there's some small strategies you can do. Behind you, there is an ever so slight window before your projectile disappears. If I cast bolts and finish the cast when it's right behind you, it starts charging behind you and
okay.
goes forward.
Oh, that
There is
sucks.
a relatively loud audio cue that you can hear for bolt in order to kind of counteract it. So once you learn to listen for it, you can still dodge relatively easily, but it's one of those things that you're just gonna have to learn after playing the game for a while. That was good.
That was a good one. It was good then. Yeah.
All right, I gotta try
Yep,
that.
Casting split at the last second is usually a very
Mirror,
very
mirror on the
solid
wall,
strategy.
tell me the secrets of this ball. Have you considered being able to like hit other people's fireballs with your like ice balls or whatever and like counteract them?
We have, in fact, and the Earth Mage's ult does that, where it eats other people's projectiles.
Nice.
Seeing the two combine, though, is something that we've been considering for a while. But my biggest concern is that there's a lot of overlap when two people throw, and I think it's just
Sure.
going to end up with a bunch of like people canceling
Just
it
canceled out,
unintentionally.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I think it'll happen unintentionally more than it'll happen intentionally, which probably isn't going to be all that fun. So I don't know. We'll try it out at some point probably, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Tiago Somda
Bless you.
asks, one person in VR and the other person on regular controller. No, this is online VR. We're playing with one of the developers of this game.
And now Casey is gonna play with one of the developers
yes,
of this game.
online through VR. So it's just VR versus VR. I'm just here to reach chat and say hey and be friendship
I
co-partakers
am
with you.
sweaty.
Yeah, I know. It's Tiago.
Goodness.
Okay, Tiago.
It's a workout.
Tiago. Awesome. I'm gonna call
Saul,
you
well done.
Tiago.
Good game. Good game.
Well done.
I'm gonna
well
swap
done.
out with Casers.
Awesome.
And you can wreck him for a bit.
Yay. I get
All right,
wrecked.
sounds good to me.
Yay.
So,
Casey
one
Neistat.
thing-
Yes, that's me. I
One
know I
thing-
look
one
real
thing
different.
Specifically, that we wanted to address is that, like I said earlier, the audience and the number of people who would be playing the game kind of determine how successful InVokeR is going to end up being. So, realistically, given how small the VR market is, there's very likely going to be at least some waiting around time while you're waiting for someone if you don't have someone specifically that you want to play with. So to help alleviate that, we added in a free practice mode that if you're searching for players, you can go where I'm standing right now, which is in one of these hallways in the lobby, and a bunch of targets spawn, and you can practice casting spells, aiming, stuff like that, so you
Sure.
can at least do something while you wait.
I am pretty darn tired, you guys. That was a lot of fun. As a person who I'm not gonna say I'm like the ultimate VR player. That would be horrible. I'm not a dev. I don't know anything about it. But I have been playing video games all my life, for real. And like some of my fondest memories was like playing we got a Super Nintendo for my birthday or for Christmas one year, and my brother and I stayed up all night playing Mario Kart. Like, some of my fondest memories are from video games. And while I don't know all the nuances of VR, I feel like I have a really good grasp of what is freaking fun. And this game is freaking fun.
Well, thank you.
And it has all the elements of the the video game world that I think is appealing, that can be appealing to a lot of people. And at the same time, I feel like it's also referencing memories that I have of like playing dodgeball or playing shuffleboard or playing like air hockey or pool because of the way that the angles work when you're throwing the projectiles. So it's like
Dang it.
there's just enough mix of reality and video game that I feel like I could draw from to enhance my experience, if that makes any sense.
That was pretty good.
Well, thank you. Well, I've had a decent amount of practice.
Yes.
Yep.
Lone Wolf Nick says, Dan, you can tell Saul it looks like a hell of a lot of fun. Snub says, or Stevenson says, if you can dodge a spell, you can dodge a ball. I was waiting for that one, but you only get points if you can, say it like Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken.
Listen, if you can dodge a spell, you can dodge a ball. I don't know.
That was pretty good.
You come into my mage house, you're throwing shit around in my hallways, Urian just takes a crap whoever he wants. I need to take him for a walk, One does not simply dodge a ball.
Oh.
The Epitome of Law says, how would you compare the skill ceiling for this game, Saul? Do you anticipate any kind of skill gap?
Really, I would say that there isn't, skill ceiling for anything with PvP and stuff like this is going to be decently high, but
for sure.
I don't think that there's anything where there's going to be there's simply not enough mechanics to make the skill ceiling too disparaging, honestly. Any new player is going to be able to, do decently, because the core mechanic of I am throwing a fireball at you, right, is pretty basic. Your tool belt is basic, but knowing what the different tools do and the different small tips and tricks, like the bolt behind you kind of thing, is what's going to cause the difference.
Yep. Casers, will you talk, please? Your mic's out. I think you need to plug it in. Can you guys hear Casey? Yeah, you're not on the meter. I don't know. I am, yeah. Yeah, everyone's saying they can't hear you. Saul, can you hear Nick? Can you hear Casey?
I certainly cannot.
Well, that sucks a lot. Here, give us a second. Well, what is technology? What is connection?
I will say one of my favorite things in this game to watch is when people put their headsets down, because it just looks so sad.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Casey and I have been binging Star Trek Bridge Crew for the last couple streams.
All right, it should be better now.
Right.
It is amazingly fun. I highly recommend it. If you can get in on that, it's super funny. We'd love to play with you if you want to get it. It'd be super fun, man. But when you're in the lobby waiting for other people to join you, we got into this one lobby, and there was a person who just literally looked like they died. Like their hands were limp at their desk, and their head was hunched over in a creepily unnatural way. And so I was the only other person in that lobby. We were waiting for two other players to have a full bridge. And somebody joined in, and then I just acted dead and started making just gurgling noises into the mic. And it was pretty hilarious. It was a good stream moment. Yeah.
Oh, I got you, homie!
That was good.
Yeah, I still feel like I need to work on my accuracy, because sometimes I feel like, man, I am just nailing those crystals, nailing my throws of those crystals, and it's I'm throwing into Narnia, and that isn't right. Yeah, Dan gets weird on Star Trek. Yeah. The sound is better now. Okay, yeah, one of our cables came unplugged. Sorry about that, guys. Thanks for sticking around. Thank you, everyone who's come to hang out with us on the stream. If you enjoy what you're seeing, hit that follow button. Let us know that you want to catch more of us, and we'll let you know when we go live every time when you hit that follow button. Also, be sure to check out heartsupport.com. That's the non-for-profit organization that we're hooked up with, guys. This is a charity stream, so anytime people cheer with bits or anything like that, just know that any revenue that comes into the stream goes to Heart Support to help save people's lives and to help people know that they're loved. So it'd be super cool if you came by our stream later. It's happening at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern time at twitch.tv/heartsupport. It'd be really cool if you guys came and hung out with us to get a taste of what that looks like, or what that what that culture, what that community is all about. We really enjoy it, and it'd be awesome if you stopped by and said, hey, that'd be really cool. So thank you for hanging out with us today, guys. We're all about positivity and having fun here. And thank you again to Saul and his team for making this kick-ass game. It's super fun. Highly recommend it. And not just saying that because he's standing here listening to every word we can say either. That's reality.
Well, I'll choose to believe that. Thank you.
I'll choose to believe that. Nick, no, he did answer that question earlier. You're not allowed to hit each other's projectiles, but the Earth Mage's ultimate, the big huge boulder that he flies
I feel like
at
you got my feet there.
does block other projectiles, so it does kind of act as this huge shielding missile, just creepily coming closer to you, and closer and closer and closer until it's uncomfortable.
I want fast mode.
So that's what happens when you get hit with that, and it's concerning to your body when you get hit with it. Makes you question your ability to exist in real life too.
Dude, that was crazy. I feel like you've played this game before.
Maybe a little bit.
Thor says, I noticed the shield is directional. Can you only block something if you keep the shield in front of you?
Technically no. You just have to put the shield in front of you and the projectile. So if the projectile's reflecting above you and you hold the shield up, it's just kind of like a flat plane in front of your hand. So as long as the projectile hits the shield, you block it.
So does the shield cover the entirety of your character model's hitbox?
Nope. It's wherever you hold it.
Okay.
The shield has its own hitbox.
Interesting.
So it's like an actual shield. So if you
I like that.
Actual shields are actual. Scientific fact.
So if I got the shield and I hold it like this, you can still hit my body easily.
Oh, that was a free hit, Casers. He opened that door and you decided not to come in for dinner.
I did. That's what I decided on purpose. That's what I liked. I prayed about it earlier. I was like, hey, I should not hit him.
That's good.
Yeah, the big ball heading for your... Yeah, never mind. Yeah, exactly, that thing. Snub said, could you imagine the sheer madness of 2v2 or 4v4?
We have in fact been trying to consider 2v2, but if we do that, that's going to be a long ways down the line because networking is hard.
Yes.
Latency is a real thing that exists, and we want to make sure that the gameplay experience is fun for everyone. And as it currently stands, 2v2 in this kind of setting would be a bit too hectic. We'd probably want to make some specific stages that are just for 2v2 that are a bit bigger.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But no promises, but we're definitely looking into it.
Come on.
Do you? I don't know if you can say on stream or whatever, but is there plans for ongoing updates and developments of this game when you do launch it? I mean, will there be additional content that people can look forward to if they buy while it's greenlit in early access?
Definitely. I mean, to me, that's what early access means, is that, we're releasing the game.
Exactly.
The core mechanics themselves are relatively simplistic, and we want the community to help shape what content and features that we add in the future.
Sure.
So, if there is a very large demand from a community to do 2v2, then we're definitely going to look into it a lot more heavily. Same thing where, a more interesting single-player mode with potentially, boss fights or something like that.
Yeah.
Could be something that we're going to look into. and it's something that like definitely we're planning on supporting InVokeR throughout its early access process. We don't plan for early access to last any longer than like 6 to 8 months, I think. So we'll see where we're at with that when we get to that point. But yeah, definitely new content and new stuff people can expect.
Ah. Man, this game is so much fun. I love it.
Epitome of Law says, I want to know if they have their own QA team.
Sorry, you cut out there. What?
Epitome of Law says, I want to know if they have their own Q&A team.
I am the QA
quality
team.
Assurance?
Yes.
Saul is the QA team.
I am the singular member of the QA team, and I often bug our other team members to help me test, since this is a multiplayer title. But with my 8 years of experience in QA, I generally do a decent enough job, or at least I like to think so.
How crazy! That's a crazy dance! It's a crazy dance! It's crazy! It's crazy! It's crazy! You can't get... Oh dang, you got my feet! Okay, that was my feet! Okay, for real, that was my feet. Dude.
Yep.
Dudersham.
So, yep.
So, like I said earlier, if you bounce it, it bounces up into your midsection.
Well, that's the only place that Casey can dance, is with his middle.
Yeah, I can only dance with my middle.
Come on, Casers.
Oh, that was good.
I thought you were gonna split there.
It's like an amazing
find
feat
out.
when I get anything like happening here. No.
Yeah. He's asks his co-workers if he could just beat him. Yeah. Hey, will you jump online so I can destroy you? Seriously, it's
just real
playtest. I'm not
quick.
having a bad day. I'm not trying to, like, regain self-respect or anything. I just want to play and test
I
something.
mean, that may or may not actually happen.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got my special. I just got my Tony Hawk special meter built up.
My Tony Hawk special meter.
I was gonna do a nollie underflip.
Saul is the last airbender, yes.
I want to be a different guy. Oh.
You can. There's,
It's okay. I'll be next time.
Here, we actually have the ability to quit mid-match if you'd like as well. If you press
Oh,
the
really?
menu button above the trackpad, you'll have a option to quit out to the main menu if you'd like.
Oh, it's all right. Let's do one more.
Okay.
What's your favorite class, Saul?
My favorite class in this one?
Yeah.
Ice Mage, just because Ice is like my favorite generic fantasy element.
Nice.
What's your favorite move? Huh? Is it all the ones you kill me with, probably?
Realistically, Split probably if I had to choose one.
Like that?
As he crushes you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aw.
Because like just Split has a lot of options for mix-up, and it just feels good to cast.
It just feels
Like,
awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the one I
into
want to cast
projectiles.
most often. Okay, I'll be Earthman. I'll be an Earthman. How do I?
Element, wall,
Okay,
shield.
I am an Earthman. Okay.
Not the ollie underflip.
It's a nollie underflip.
Yeah, everyone is blaming Saul for bringing all the newbies here because they probably work with you.
I mean, I posted stuff on social media, so there's the likelihood.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to complain about the views. I'm going to complain about the follows, though, so freaking hit that follow button.
You scum.
You scum!
No! No!
Nice dodge, chasers. More sound effects are needed.
I need to build my Tony Hawk special.
Man, get that purple drink. Oh, you missed it.
Oh, look, I got one of these.
You didn't even mean to.
I know.
Wow.
It's so cool.
That never happens. Shikata, chickada bang jong.
See, I feel like it bounced that over you and split it like 90% of the time. Because, you know, I don't know how physics works.
All right, Cases, we're gonna test your ability. I want you to purposefully throw a cast bolt on one of your projectiles.
What?
Oh, you can't now. Your ultimate.
I'm in ultimate mode.
Keep throwing them. Keep throwing them. Yeah. Yeah. Super slow bowling the game.
I'm out of special now. I'm out of Tony Hawk special.
So I'm assuming, Saul, you probably worked on Nintendo Wii games since you're so familiar with tracking and stuff like that, and it probably was a natural progression into VR for you.
Probably.
I mean, I've worked on everything from, you know, the DS and the Wii and the Wii U and 3DS and all that kind of stuff. I can't go into specifics, obviously, but in terms of natural progression, I just think VR is super awesome technology.
Yes.
By itself, VR is just really cool. Like, I always thought that VR was the next natural progression for gaming in general.
Yeah. The epitome of loss. Thank you for the follow.
You're the best, you're the best, you're the best, you're the best, you're the best.
Look, guys, a positive example of what you all should be doing anyway.
Hey, Kevin.
That's not Kevin, that's Ryan.
Whatever. It's the same thing. Hey, that's
Sugar, water, purple.
Man, we gotta get some good AC in here, man. The summer's just gonna get worse. Wearing earmuffs and like a face.
Yeah.
We're basically wearing a ski mask.
You're wearing a sweater on your head.
Ooh, I can do that too. Can't see past my waving hand. Under oath? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Okay. Some people do. Right,
Saul, what kind of music are you into?
Chiptunes is my favorite genre.
Chiptunes, very
okay.
cool.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, surprise. Yeah, shocking.
Yeah, oh my goodness! That is unavailable!
You might want to try casting slow.
Yeah, that'd be good, right?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. If only he remembered.
I don't remember stuff. I'm just barely functional.
I'm here to
as a
break
human.
things.
So every one of the alts has a specific spell that you can counter it with relative ease. For the fire mages all, which is the 2 ones, it's slow and ward specifically. If you block one of the projectiles, you only have to deal with one, which makes it much easier. Slow just makes it a lot easier to react to. Ice mages alt specifically, it is again slow because those 3 projectiles come at you at once. So if you slow it and then you just kind of step through it, it just kind of makes it a lot easier to deal with. Earth mages is ward because you can block it. And air mages is ward and slow and just moving around a lot.
Yeah, that's cool that you built those balancing qualities into the game to
that's awesome.
to counteract and make it fair.
Yep. I know a lot of people have concerns about things like latency and how fair stuff is as well. And
Sure.
while it kind of opens it up for cheating, and I just hope that people don't do it, a lot of the stuff for the client is determined client side. So like your hitbox, whether or not you're hit and whether or not you dodge is reported by the client. So if you have, slower connection and stuff, you should still feel like, you're dodging effectively because your computer is the one that's determining whether or not it's happening.
Okay.
Throwing and stuff too, like we've done some field tests and stuff from people on the East Coast across the country from where we are, and it's been pretty solid. Like the latency is not bad at all. You can still aim
I feel like
effectively.
I can't do that one. I have plenty of stuff, dude. Why can't I do this one? There we go. All right.
Yep. The gesture recognition system is something that we're actively working on continuing to refine throughout the entirety of development, just because it's
a huge part of it.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a huge part of it, but there are definitely people who have trouble doing it because trying to teach people a specific way to cast the spell is hard because everyone's got their own way to do it. Someone might do like a super dynamic, like wide motion and that's really fast, or someone else might like very, very carefully trace the spell. So there are these different methodologies behind doing the spell casting and stuff, and trying to get the gesture recognition system to work well with all of them has been a huge challenge realistically.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's I think we found a pretty decent middle ground.
For sure.
There
For sure.
are times that you're gonna fail a spell 2 or 3 times, which can be frustrating. But a lot of that is usually because you're moving around a lot. So trying to register a gesture while like you're moving. If I'm doing this with split, like the top one is now like doing 2 lines in one direction instead of 2 lines in opposite direction. So there are weird things that like we tried.
Yeah, I had plenty of time too. It's crazy.
Yeah, we tried to figure it out as best as we can, but like realistically, I just want people to know what they're getting themselves into when it comes to this game and stuff. I'm I guess here to sell it, I guess, but I'm also just here to hang out, and I want people to buy it if they think that they'll enjoy it. That's all.
For sure. Yeah.
That's
all right.
cool. Respect that.
Couple questions here, and then we got to wrap up our time.
Sure thing.
Tiago Somda says, "What elements
His
in
name
the
is
game?"
Tiago.
Tiago. Tiago. What elements in the game are synchronized across the network, and how much is handled on the client?
Sorry, what was the first part of that question?
What elements in the game are synchronized across the network, and how much is handled on the client?
Ah, got it. Sorry, when you said elements, I thought you meant like fire, ice, and wind and stuff. Anyway, I don't want to reveal too much, but like there are a lot of things like the projectiles themselves are handled on the host side and on the server side. This is all peer-to-peer, by the way. We don't have specific servers for it. So it's kind of based on whoever you're connected to's connection in terms of how good your stuff is. But a lot of the client stuff, so like your tracers handled on the clients, your gestures and what spells you're casting is handled on the clients. The hitboxes and stuff are handled on the client and reported to the server. And I think pretty much everything else is handled by the server.
Okay.
So like the projectiles and stuff and whether or not they exist and they've died and stuff is all handled by the server.
Got it.
All right. One more duel to rule them all. If you win
All right,
this,
good luck.
I win.
One last question for you, Saul, from Gunblade says, you think they will add more elements like darkness or something?
There's a possibility if there's enough demand for it again. Like I think right now our main goal is we're gonna start with the 4 that we got.
Sure.
And then release on Steam as early access, and then very carefully monitor the feedback that we get through the Steam communities and from people just talking about the game. If we end up finding a lot of feedback that people are like, I really want there to be a dark and a light mage, then sure, by all means we'll add it. But it's just a question of what the community wants to see the most.
And so thank you, Tiago Somda, for the follow. And what would you say is the best way that people can give real quality feedback on your game?
That was sick, dude.
Well, the best way, I guess, for now, since we don't really have any particular forums or anything, the Steam community page for InVokeR is up and ready to go. So if you make any drops or comments on something like that, that is definitely a way to give us some solid feedback. Past that, it's just, you can always contact us directly at press@8thshore.com, and I read all those emails myself.
Cool.
So there's a couple ways that you can contact us. But yeah, as soon as the game comes out, or if you have any feedback right now, just going to the Steam community and posting it. I'll as soon as I get back to work today, I'll take a look at all those and see what we got.
Awesome. Well, hey, Saul, this has been really awesome, and I know our viewers have loved it, and I know people are psyched about this game, and
guys,
I'm psyched about this game.
Here's the link to the Steam community page for InVokeR. So if you have comments or you want to see something in there, you heard it from Saul, go there and sign up. If you do have the game, look forward to seeing this out in early access. Do you have a date for us, Saul? Anything you want to plug before we go?
We don't have a solid day, but July is our current plan.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
Well, it's very, very cool so far. Really
Yes.
appreciate you let us trying it out, and best wishes for the future, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes. Awesome.
All right.
Great.
See you later.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, man. Have a great day. So
You
guys, that was super fun. That was awesome. So big shout out to the guys over at who make InVokeR. Thank you so much for everyone who's followed, everyone who's cheered, just come and hung out with us. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes, you guys are wonderful. Thank
Just
you so much.
humbled that you want to spend time with us. So
Yes,
thank you so much. Thank you, Gunblade, for the cheer. That's awesome. And please, great job on the stream. The game looks amazing and super fun. Yep.
Yeah.
I totally agree. So you guys, again, we will be streaming again later today, 4:00 p.m. Eastern Time, twitch.tv/heartsupport. We'd love to have you guys stop by, say hey, see what that's all about. If you want more information on Heart Support, please go to heartsupport.com.
Yeah.
And we'd love to catch you there. So thank you all. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and as always, enjoy this dog.
Ooh, baby, this dog is like some kind of mage throwing fireballs at that bone. Hey, baby, I thought I hit your feet, but hey, that hitbox wasn't at your feet, and I'm calling hacks. Gonna get this bone. Hey, baby, hey, I'm gonna get this. Hey, the feets thing. Hey, what's going on? I'm calling hacks on the bone. Yeah.